for you. Go over and check out teachhoops.com. Click up here, click down there. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think you'll really enjoy the video. So enjoy it, and hope to see you in our community at www.teachhoops.com. Thanks.
Joe Klassen, Milwaukee Pies High School, boys basketball coach the last 9 years. 18 years previous that I was the girls basketball coach. I've had a lot of experience coaching both genders, but it does not matter what gender they are because both teams have run our multiple scramble type of defenses, our trap kind of defense. So I'm going to take you through some of those tonight. It's real simple. Numbers signify our zone traps, colors signify our man traps. So here we go. We're going to start with our 32 trap. And I have my 5 volunteers. We're going to do it with dummy, though. There's no offense here, so bear with us in seeing the offense through the eyes of the defense. So we're going to start off with what's called our 32 trap defense. Okay, fellas, so let's bring it out here. I'll hang on to the ball when I need it. We're going to start with it doesn't matter where you put your fellas, but we're going to make it real easy. We're going to put our 3-man right on the top, our point on the top here. Okay, and you two guys will sit 3-point line. You guys run the blocks. Okay, so our 3-2 defense starts out with the look of a 32. Okay, and I think as many of you know, the 32 has evolved as one of the most common zone defenses, and that has evolved because of the 3-point shot. So it's one of the more effective defenses against a 3-point shot. So we want to give it that look. Okay, so right now the scheme is pretty simple. Okay, as you follow the ball around, the defense will adjust to the ball, and I'll walk the ball with me. Okay, so in this situation, of course, Aaron's responsible for the ball. As the ball moves over, he passes it off to JoJo, and Joe sits and takes it. Now he'll sit in and take away any pass that comes up to the elbow. You're sitting there. Okay, ball goes corner. Okay, now it all depends on who you want going corner, and that's predicated by the skill of the post player on our opposing team, or the skill of the 3-point shooter on our opposing team. So let's start with good 3-point shooting teams and average post teams. So as that ball moves to the corner, that's right, Sam takes and you sit, and you come over strong side block. Okay, because good 3-point shooter, average post player, we want to defend the threes. And so Sam sits here, Joe sits here, Aaron and Chad sit weak side helping on that side of the floor. Pretty simple. So what we simply do is we'll call it our 32, and again, I know it's creative, okay, but we'll call it our 32P defense, P as in Paul, because the posts now are responsible for going to the corners because they know that's a good 3 shooter and that's an average post player. So 32, real basic, okay, so let's start it from the top. Okay, we're in our 32, just showing a base defense. Okay, ball comes to this side. Okay, ball comes here, defending here. Ball goes corner. Okay, bam, 32P. We're sitting here, good 3 shooter, average post player, weak side sits. Okay, got that? Now, here's the deal. As that ball comes here in a base 32, if they flash post, you got to sit and call it out for Aaron here because Aaron's taking that flash of the post away. You're still sitting corner. Okay? If they overload the offense, so a ball here, okay, person here, okay, now you got to step out and take, you sit here and you take the top. So with the overload, we take it. So it's a pretty simple defense so far, isn't it? A 32 base, we call it 32P. If we want our post coming to the corners, for lack of a better description, we'll call it, this is crazy, we'll call it 32G or 32W for our winger guard to step out to the corner. Okay? And the reason we do that, because if that's a good post player and they have average 3 shooters, then you got to come corner, or you got to sit here. Okay? You got to take that away. But my fault, Aaron, back where you are because you did it the right way, coach did it the wrong way. Hold that. Thank you. So he's sitting here, okay, because that's a good 3 shooter. I'm sorry, that's a good post player. Okay, and he's sitting here because we want no one to flash us. But if that ball comes back to here, you now have to step out and take. Okay, now what happens if that post flashes? Then you're going to come with, and you're going to drop down. Make sense? So that's just simple, fundamental 32 defense, isn't it? Okay, so far so good. Okay, And we like showing this a couple times, okay? I'm not an advocate of a zone. I'm not a big zone guy. In fact, I don't play much zone at all. But yet, we show it, and then we get into our stuff. So, what determines the changes? Okay, there's a variety of things that we can do. Okay, and it's all sort of descript here without a dummy offense. But, stay with me. At times, in the 32, we'll go trap corners. Now, when do we go trap corners? That's a good question. In your scouting, if we recognize a young person, with all respect to this person, as a kid that we can trap because he or she is prone to turnovers, because we stat that for our opponent, we're going to trap him or her, and it'll be predicated on game planning. Okay? So, what we now do is we predicate our traps off of our color scheme. Now, you can call it whatever you want. So, now we recognize it. This is just called our 32, right? P or our 32W. You all know that now, right? But if I call 32 white off of this, our white principles goes into then a man. So all numbers are predicated on our zones. Very simple, 32, 13s, 23s. You get that, right, fellas? But if I go into a 32 white, my team now knows that when it goes white, it goes man traps. Okay? So far, so good. So here I go. Okay? Now, as that pass, just make the pass for me here. As that pass goes corner, okay, as that pass goes corner, here comes the trap. You come over, you take the way, you're weak side zoning it, okay? So anytime we go into our 32 to a white and it goes corner, our white tells us it's going corner and we trap the crap out of it. Now, once this trap happens, okay, you with me, fellas? Once the trap happens and the pass goes back out, let's say, to here because Aaron couldn't get it, we go right up into a man, and now we switch into our man. So once you hear the color, because the color signifies the corner, now we just pick up man. I don't care who it is. Now, if that's a guard, you sit on him, right, JoJo? And then you take that and you find a man, and off we go on it. Okay? Pretty good. Without a dummy offense, I think you can see that. So let's review it once again. And by the way, I'll tell you what. My fellas love this because they really get it going. You know, you go from this sit back 32 like fall asleep kind of crap, and then bam, off we go. And there's a myriad of things we do off of it. So that's called a 32 white on that thing, okay? So it happens once again. I'm going over. I've made the pass, okay? I got the pass here, right into it. We got to front the post. He's got to front the post. He shoots that thing, and you two guys got to get up. He can't seam you. He can't step through. And hands follow the ball so we can't make that weak side. Help my buddy Chad out. Once the pass comes back out here, we go right into it. Aaron picks up, and off we go. We go right into a straight man. In that case, off the white, we go back to a straight man. Okay? So far, so good. Now, here's what we like, fellas. So you think along with me, when I've run this stuff in the past at clinics, I get younger kids, and it takes me a long time to teach them. But having these guys who have been through it makes it a lot easier. So I'm very fortunate to have these guys running this for us. Okay? And I mean that seriously. It's no BS crap. I'm not into that. Okay? So we got the 32 sitting in it. Okay? Now, here's the situation. Okay? Once their offense sees the 32, they're going to call an offensive set, right? A zone kind of principle. And we want that. Okay? But what determines the next step is as follows. Let's say, even though JoJo's on defense, you're on offense, and let's say he's now on offense, and I pass the ball through. And once this cutter comes through, Joe goes with him, and guess what we're in? We go right to a man-to-man. So anytime there's a cutter, Joe just yells, and our base defense and a man-to-man using the color scheme is a yellow. Okay? So we're sitting 32. Okay, now Joe's on offense. I'm cutting through. He just yells yellow, and as soon as he cuts through, now you all find close man, you pick him up, and off we go into a man-to-man. Okay? We want to disrupt their offense. We want to slow them down. So when the cutter goes through, Joe yells yellow, we go into a man concept, off the cutter. Let's bring it back again. Yeah, because that's our half-court defense. That's the color for our half-court defense. Okay? So let's go. Let's review, with all due respect to our audience. Base 32, a lot of talk, ball. We might sit in it for a couple possessions because we're defending it well. They can't hit the threes. We're taking their posts away. All is good. But starting to get into a bit of a rhythm, and it's an poop rhythm. right? And with that happening, we then make the pass to the corner. We go to our 32 white, we trap that thing, and we stay into a man-to-man, okay? But we know in their offense, they like to put cutters through. The cutter goes through, we go into our 32 yellow, okay? So let's say that cutter goes through, okay, and that ball's out here, okay? So you become that, you come in with me, and we're into a man-to-man, okay? And that cutter's coming through, yada, yada, okay? We're still in a man-to-man, okay? I somehow get the ball here. You're now back on defense. You're in a man-to-man. I bring the ball out. Aaron has me. He brings it back out to the top. Now what are we going to do? Go back into a 32. Very good. Okay? The cutter, coaches want to see cutters going through because they want to see what kind of defense we're really in, right? You throw this phantom person through there. So as that pass goes through, yellow, 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 yellow. Take it to the top, Joe. Okay? We pass the ball around a few times. Oh, man, give me the ball back. And right now, 32. 32. Because what are they going to do? They're going to set up what? A man offense, right? And now they're setting up a man offense, and we're back to 32. They're going, oh, what? And it just drives people crazy, but it's fun. Okay, because as in the transition stuff that we had, we're always one step ahead of what? The defense, the same thing when we're on defense. Okay? So cutter goes through, we call man. The key is when you go back to the zone, it's got to get back into the point guard's hand because he or she then is setting up the defense or the offense against our man. Okay?